Hello everyone, good day. It is time again to have another video on business mathematics. So after recalling the basic concepts of fractions, decimals, and percent, let us focus now on converting one form to another. In this video, let us discuss conversion among fractions, decimals, and percent. For this lesson, the learning objective is you should be able to express fractions to decimals and percent, and vice versa. And to attain the learning objective, we have to answer the essential question, how to convert fraction to decimal and percent, and vice versa. Now let us try to do the following conversions. Let us check what you know about conversion. To do this, you may pause the video so you could answer the following items. Let us now check your work. Item number 1, we have decimal to fraction. 35 hundredths is equivalent to 7/20. Item number 2, fraction to decimal. So we have 3/5 is equal to 60 hundredths. And decimal to percent, we have 152 thousandths. The answer is 15.2%. Were you able to answer all of this? If yes, great job. Now let us have the following conversion rules. So in this video, we will be having the following. First, fraction to decimal, decimal to percent, percent to decimal, decimal to fraction, fraction to percent, and percent to fraction. Let us discuss each conversion rule. First, we have fraction to decimal. To do this, we just have to divide the numerator by the denominator. Let's say for an example, we have 7/12. We have to convert this to decimal. In doing that, we have to just simply divide 7 by 12. So we have 7 divided by 12. Since we cannot divide 7 by 12, we need to add 0 after 7, and so we need to put a decimal point. So for our quotient, we have to follow the decimal point here. So we have to place it directly above the decimal point. So now we can divide. So 70 divided by 12 gives us 5. 5 times 12, we have 60. Subtract the two values, we have 10. Now we cannot divide 10 by 12, so we have to add 0. Bring down 0. 100 divided by 12, the value is 8. 8 times 12, we have 96. Subtract, we will get 4. Since we cannot divide 4 by 12, we need to add 0. So we have to bring down 0 here. 40 divided by 12, that gives us 3. 3 times 12 is equal to 36. Subtract, we'll get 4. Since we cannot divide 4 by 12, we need to add another 0. So bring down 0. 40 divided by 12 gives us 3. 3 times 12 is 36. Subtract, we'll have 4. Without continuing this, as we can see in our quotient, 3 is being repeated. Therefore, we can now conclude the answer for 7/12. Converted in decimal, the value is 0.583 with a bar at the top of 3 to show that 3 is repeating. So here is the value when we convert 7/12 to decimal. Let's have the second conversion rule. Here we have converting decimal to percent. To do this, we have to move the decimal point 2 places to the right and prefix the percent sign. First example, we have 14 hundredths. So what we have to do is just to move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So 1, 2. So 14 hundredths in decimal is equivalent to 14%. Let's have another example. Here we have 2 and 135 thousandths. So following the same procedure, just simply move the decimal point 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So here is now the decimal point. With this, the answer is 213.5%. Third conversion rule, we have percent to decimal. So here we have to just simply remove the percent sign and move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So this is the opposite of the second conversion rule. So here we have 4 and 56 hundredths percent. So let's convert this to decimal. So we have to ignore the percent symbol and just simply move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So let's count. We have 1, 2. So the decimal point becomes here. So meaning the answer here is 0.0456, or we read this as 456 10,000ths. Fourth conversion rule, we have decimal to fraction. In converting this, we have to take note of the two types of decimals. We have the terminating decimals and the non-terminating decimals. So for terminating, we have to multiply the decimal by a fraction which are both equal to such power of 10 with as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given decimal. Looking at our example, we have 42 hundredths. As we can see, we have 2 decimal places. So we have to multiply 42 hundredths by 100 over 100. So we have 0.42 times 100 over 100. Simplify, so we will have 42 over 100. Always take note that the fraction must be in lowest term, so here we still have to get the simplest form. 42 and 100 can be both divided by 2, so we have 42 divided by 2 and 100 divided by 2. So we have 21 over 50. As you can see, 21 and 50 only have a greatest common factor of 1. Therefore, we can conclude that 42 hundredths in fraction is equal to 21 over 50. After having the conversion of terminating decimal to fraction, let us now have non-terminating decimal to fraction. To start with, let us use now the example. As we can see, we have 0.25, wherein 5 has bar at the top, which indicates that 5 is being repeated in this decimal. First, we need to let x be the given. So we have x is equal to 0.25 with a bar at the top of 5. Next, we have to follow the first procedure. It says here, multiply the number by such power of 10 as would move one repeating portion across the decimal point. When we say moving across the decimal point, this repeating value will be placed before the decimal point, meaning on the left side of the decimal point. Since we have 2 decimal places, we need to multiply this by 100. When we do that, this becomes 100 x equals 25.5. We have 5 here since this is the value being repeated. Next, multiply the number by such power of 10 as would move the repeating portion next to the decimal point. Going back to our given, we have x equals 0.25 with a bar at the top of 5. We just have to simply move this repeating value beside the decimal point. So to do that, we have to multiply this by 10. So when we multiply this by 10, we will be having 10x is equal to 2.5. And next procedure, we have to subtract the result of step 2 from step 1 and simplify. So this is the step 2 and this is the step 1. Subtract the step 2 from the step 1. So we will just simply put minus sign here and then do the subtraction. So here 100x minus 10x, we have 90x. 25.5 minus 2.5, we have 23. Now to solve for x, we have to divide both sides by 90. And by doing this, we will be having a value of 23 over 90. Check if we can still simplify, but in this case, we cannot anymore. This is already in simplest form. In order to fully understand how to convert a non-terminating decimal to a fraction, let us have a second example. As we can see here, we have 1.81 where 8 and 1 are being repeated since we have a bar at the top of 8 and 1. Following the same procedure, we have to let x be the given value. So we have 1.81 with a bar at the top. First step, we have to multiply a power of 10 such that the repeating values are placed across the decimal point or before the decimal point. In order to do that in this example, we have to multiply both sides by 100. So we have 100x is equal to 181.81, which is our first step or first equation. Second, we have to multiply the given by a power of 10 such that the repeating values are placed next to the decimal point or beside the decimal point. As we can see here, 8 and 1 are already placed next to the decimal point. Therefore, we will just simply copy x is equal to 1.81. The third step, we have to subtract these two equations. So we have 99x is equal to 180. Afterwards, we have to solve for x. So we have to multiply both sides by 99. And the value of x here is x is equal to 20 over 11 by dividing both the numerators and denominators by 9. As we can see, 20 over 11 is an improper fraction. We can write this in a mixed number. So this one is equal to 1 and 9 over 11. Fifth conversion, we have fraction to percent. To do this, we have to first convert the fraction to a decimal, then convert the decimal to percent. As you can see here, we have 2 and 3/4. So based on the procedure, let us convert this first to decimal. 3/4 in decimal is 0.75. So this one is equivalent to 2.75. After converting the fraction to decimal, we can now convert this to percent. So how do we convert decimal to percent? We just have to simply move 2 steps to the right and then attach the percent sign. So here the answer is 275%. Last conversion rule, we have percent to fraction. To do this, we have to first convert the percent to a decimal, then convert the decimal to a fraction. Looking at our example, we have 8.4%. Let us now convert this to decimal. So we have to recall how to do that. First, ignore the percent sign. Afterwards, we have to move the decimal point 2 places to the left. So let's count. We have 1, 2. So we have to place the decimal point here. So meaning, this percentage is equivalent to 0.084 in decimal. Next, we have to convert this to fraction. And in order to do that, we have to multiply a power of 10, wherein the number of zeros is equivalent to the number of the decimal places. As we can see here, we have 3 decimal places. So we have to multiply 0.084 by a power of 10 of 1,000. Since we have 3 decimal places, we need to have 3 zeros. So 1,000 over 1,000. If we are going to multiply this by 1,000, the 0.084 will become 84. We will just simply move the decimal point 3 places to the right. So we have 84 over 1,000. And this 84 over 1,000, we can simplify this further by dividing the numerator and denominator by a certain value that can be divided to both of them. And that is 4. So we have to divide both by 4 so that we will be able to get the lowest term. 84 divided by 4, that is 21,250. And as we can see here, the greatest common factor of 21 and 250 is only 1. Therefore, this is the value of 8.4% in fraction. After discussing the 6 conversion rules, kindly apply what you have learned to these following items. Convert the following without using a calculator. To do this, you may pause the video so you can answer the following items. Let's check our work. Item number 1, we have 625 thousandths. Item number 2, it's 4 1/4. Item number 3, we have 137 thousandths. Next items. Again, you may pause the video so you can answer these items. Let's check our work. Item number 4, we have 315%. Item number 5, 40%. And item number 6, 1 over 40. Were you able to get all of these items? If yes, very good. Here are the key takeaways for this lesson. Take note that to convert fraction to decimal and percent and vice versa, take note of the following conversion rules. First, fractions to decimals, divide the numerator by the denominator. For decimals to percent, we move the decimal point 2 places to the right and prefix the percent sign. For percent to decimals, remove the percent sign and move the decimal point 2 places to the left. For decimals to fractions, take note for terminating decimals, multiply the decimal by a fraction of which are both equal to such power of 10 with as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given decimal, and then write in simplest form. For non-terminating decimals, multiply the number by such power of 10 as would move one repeating portion across the decimal point. Next, multiply the number by such power of 10 as would move the repeating portion next to the decimal point. Lastly, subtract the result of step 2 from step 1 and simplify. For fractions to percent, first, convert the fraction to a decimal, then convert the decimal to percent. For percent to fractions, first, convert the percent to a decimal, then convert the decimal to fraction. So here's the end of our discussion on conversion among fractions, decimal, and percent. I hope you have learned a lot in this video. Thanks for watching. For those who are new to my channel, please don't forget to like this video, click the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to be updated. Bye everyone! See you in our next video.